It was all, it really was all a dream. I mean, like, I've always been a dreamer. One thing I can say, even as a kid, my mom basically was like, if it's something that you want to do and you dream, go after it. I never let nothing really get in my way of what I wanted to do. Growing up, sports was like my biggest thing. Basketball and football played a big part of my life. I grew up in, you know, like, a regular black kid. I grew up in the hood, what I'm saying, the ghetto of Indianapolis, Indiana. And sports was my outlet. The nickname Coach came from one of my artists, but every team needs a coach, and every team, with that being said, like, camaraderie, like, in building a label and a company, we have several artists, and, sometimes on the label, you might have one artist that's shining more than the other artist, so with playing sports, I kind of learned that earlier, like, I was on a team, although I was a good player, but I didn't win, the team won, you know what I'm saying? So that was one of, like, the biggest things that I took from sports that I use today and within building our company. And even with artists, like, even like as a kid being recruited to go to college, like, when I'm looking for talent, I take on that, like, how I was getting recruited, or how some of my friends that went on to, like, become professional athletes, how they were getting recruited. So when I just looking at that and being around that and being with them and being recruited myself, I take that upon myself when I'm looking for talent. It's like it's wild. But I use sports, like, every day. Man, it's like I'm going back to sports. I practice a lot. If I practice a lot at something that I want to become good at, I'm going to get better if I keep practicing. There are lucky situations, like, a kid might have a song that just jumps off the chart because it might have been funny and everybody wanted to laugh at it, but due to analytics, it ran up the numbers on socials. A lot of those type of things I don't really run after. Like, I'm serious. Like, I'll watch it, but it's like, is this real? Like, will this last? Will this last the test? I also believe in building brands. So when you brand building, I really don't believe in luck. I mean, luck doesn't come in brand building. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we building a brand, let's say our artist, for instance, if we see it, we go after it, right? There's something there. There's a talent and a great work ethic, right? So then we expand on that to make that better and better and better. So it's just not sitting there for one day and can be around for 10 years. There's no book that can teach you about this business. It's solely off you going out there, and it's like on-job training. You know what I mean? Like, serious. So, if I can give some game or, let my story lead somebody's path, I'm with it.
On that journey, people say all the time, like, it takes 10 years to get to that 1 year where now everybody sees you. And you've been doing this for a
I'm
long
21
time.
years in. I just made 21 years in February in the business. And, it's been a roller coaster ride. I tell everybody, the music business is like peaks and valleys, man. You're only as good as your last hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for artists. So, yeah, I mean, we having success now, but nobody seen me in the gym shooting them free throws, you know what I'm saying, practicing to see me in that game day dunking, you know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of work, a lot of work put in.
Understanding that though keeps you, I assume, from being complacent and forever getting too comfortable in the position that you're in.
The day I tell everybody this, the day you come complacent is the day it stops. You got to always want it. You know what I'm saying? Like there is no top for me. You know, the top is when I can really retire. Just say, you know what? I gave it my all. I did my best. I'll bow out and walk out gracefully. But until then, I'm never complacent. Never. I'm talking about to the point where, you know, my peers and friends, you know, here recently we having some success off of what we doing, you know, right? And, you know, my peers, they come to me like, man, y'all doing it, but I can't even really see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so in it, I'm like, we ain't done nothing yet. I feel like it's just the beginning.